Hey guys, welcome back to Reverse 1999. In today's video, we are checking out Spathodea's kit. Now, she is the new character coming in 1.5, the 6-star unit. She is going to be a beast reality damage dealer, which means she's kind of going to be competing with Centurion for her spot. However, she is completely single target focused with crit mechanics tied into her, and also the new burn mechanic, which we will go into, but definitely sort of competing not so much against Melania. Yes, against Melania in the term that is that Melania is single target and beast, but Melania is mental and does have that moxie sort of side to her playstyle, whereas Centurion is more of that raw damage focus. However, Centurion does have the AoE side, which is where she's still going to excel, so I think they will still differentiate these characters enough, but definitely something to look at for us for new characters coming up. So let's get into it. Now, there are no multipliers. They haven't officially released any multipliers for her abilities, so we'll have to wait and see how those go, but in general, I think this kit is looking really solid. So we'll kick it off with her insights because, a lot of the core things for characters are tied around their insights. Every attack adds a stack of burn to the target. Under this state, the critical hit of the next attack will be increased. Sweet. So burn, higher crit. Insight 2, we get damage increase. Insight 3, when a single target attack lands a critical hit, the target will be given an additional stack of burn. So she's going to stack them burns. Then let's take, and the one thing I'm not sure on with this is with multi-hit attacks, like so her ults, like she does a bunch of pummeling. I don't think each crit involved in that multiple hit pummel is going to give a stack of burn. I could be wrong, but just based on the way this game operates, where if you, it does a critical check before your attack, and then if you have a multi-hit attack, every one of them is going to be a crit. Normally, if you have those additional stacking abilities in games from multiple hits, normally it's when they're individually calculated. So I'd assume when you use her ultimate and get a crit with it, it gives one stack of burn, not one for each hit. So we'll have to wait and see, but that is my assumption. That's my feeling at the moment. So what does burn do? Burn, healing received by the bearer is reduced. At the end of the round, each stack of burn will cause the target affected to suffer damage equal to a percentage of their own attack. So their own attack is the big one here. I'm curious to see if this will be capped at like maybe her attack as well, like at a limit, because especially when we look to harder content, the enemy stats normally outweigh ours, and dealing damage based on their stats is very nice. So I'm curious to see if that's going to be balanced out somehow by having a cap limit, or if it's just going to be allow us to do like insane boss damage. Definitely keen to see that one. If it doesn't have a cap, it's going to be super nice. After each round ends, half of the burn stacks will be consumed. Multiple stacks of burn are considered as one neg status. Now, the reason they put this in there, I'm assuming, is for if something has a cleanse and it cleanses one neg status, it's going to cleanse all of those burn stacks because it's one status and then it's just got the little number in the corner. I'm pretty sure that's why they put that in there. All right, so let's go through her skills. Her first skill, this is an attack card. And it's a single target attack, causes reality damage. If the caster is in pre-ignition state, the critical damage of the attack will be increased. Now, we activate pre-ignition state with her other ability, which we'll talk about in a sec, but what it does is consumes before attacking. Each stack of pre-ignition consumed before attacking will give a target a stack of burns. So this is going to be more burns. Obviously, when we look here, every attack adds a stack of burn to the target. And then when the single target attack lands a critical hit, given an extra stack of burn. Then with this, these stacks are giving extra burns as well. So I feel like we're going to get pretty high burn stacks. So that is that card. We don't know the 2-star, 3-star. Maybe it has an additional effect. We'll have to wait and see. But that is that one. Let's take a look at it quickly. There you go. Just like a 2-hit combo. Cool beans. Now we have Burning Point. Now this is a self buff. She's going to be incredibly AP greedy. That's the way I see her. Self buff gives the caster pre-ignition, which is this one here that we were talking about, invigoration, as well as preparation ignition point status. So she's given herself 3 buffs. And we already know what the pre-ignition does. So the other 2 are invigoration, consumed when attacking. The critical hit rate of the next attack is increased based on the amount of stacks consumed. I feel like she needs something in her kit that says excess crit rate is converted into crit damage, because I feel like she's going to have a ton of like just overcapped crit rate based on what I'm seeing, but I could be wrong. But that is that one. We get critical rate when we consume. Preparation ignition point. At the beginning of the next round, a little boxer incantation, which is this skill, will appear with the corresponding level generated. Only one pre-spell can be summoned each time. Now, I'm assuming this goes into your normal hand and it's not like an additional card. We'll have to wait and see how that works as well. But the corresponding level generated, I'm assuming that is going to be corresponding to the level of this ability that you use. So if you can upgrade this thing to a 3-star and then it generates you a free 3-star one of these, that would be sick. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works, but that's kind of how I'm reading into it. But nonetheless, this is a pretty stacked card. But once again, showing that she is going to be very AP greedy, because she's going to, generate. She's going to want to get herself buffed up, and then she's going to want to use her attacks. But on top of that, she's spewing out extra cards for herself to use. So she's going to take up a lot of those slots. So I think pairing her with units that are going to be more AP friendly is going to be a good idea. So let's go down here. Let's check out this one. So that's her self buff. Cool beans. That's pretty much it. All right, so now we have Fire on Fire. This is her ultimate. One target attack causes reality damage, has increased critical hit rate, and if the carries a certain let me restart that. One target attack causes reality damage, has increased critical hit rate. If the carries a certain level of burn stacks, then the attack gains additional crit damage. So I'm tipping that the enemy has a certain level of burn stacks is what the translation is supposed to be. Unless I'm just not reading. I mean, my reading skills aren't the greatest, so I could be wrong here. But essentially what I'm reading into is we're dealing, has increased crit rate, and burn stacks give it more critical damage. That's what we're looking at for the ultimate, and the ultimate looks absolutely savage in my opinion. Like I said, I don't think each one of those hits is going to add a stack of burn. If it does, that's kind of OP. But that is a look at the ultimate. So then we got a couple little images as well for her. But that is what we know so far for Spathodea. I think she's going to be a monster, especially for raids, especially with that burn damage, dealing damage based on the enemy's attack. I think that can be really, really solid and can scale really high. I think she's going to be very AP greedy, so having good supportive units with her that don't really require too much AP, and then obviously having those crit supporting units. What am I even looking at here? Let's go to a better screen. And then having those crit supporting units is going to be even more beneficial. But if you guys want, I'll leave this linked in the description. You guys can go have a look at yourself. Let me know what you think. Do you like this character? Is this the kind of character you will save for or not? I love crit characters. I love Liriell. I love this kind of stuff. So probably on my radar, but I'm also starting a CN account, so maybe we go for it on there. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.